UPMC Event Center, thanks to this man, Coach Andy Toole, for letting your Pratt Pack come here. Before I head over to interview Ryan Lynn, of course, Moon Township, we have the Allegheny Health Network Sports Medicine Friday night game of the week coming up tomorrow night, in which they take on Gateway. Those two coaches, meaning Coach Lynn, Coach Hall, will join me on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show out for local news 11. He has been there with me many times on the radio, but why am I here? It's all about Bobby Knight, Quinn Buckner, Keith Smart, Isaiah Thomas, just speaking with reverence. Buckner on the Indiana Pacers broadcast last night. I saw a clip earlier today on FS1 on Undisputed, and he was almost brought to tears. His former players, nothing but love for Coach Knight, right?
Without a doubt. I mean, I think that they didn't always love him when they were playing for him, but I think they grew to appreciate the way that he coached them, the knowledge that he had, what he saw in them, and what he was able to drive them to become as players and as men.
Talk about his connection to this university.
He was actually one of the original head coaches at Five Star, which was on our campus for years and years and years. He was actually the first person to innovate station work here, where he had 12 stations and he would help plan the basketball teaching that was going on. And if you know anything about Five Star, the motto used to be where the teaching never stops. And I think that all those that came in contact with Coach Knight, speak of his ability to teach the game, the nuance of the game, the detail of the game. And Five Star was a place where, thousands and thousands, maybe millions of high school players would come to learn from the best coaches around the country, college coaches, high school coaches, and Coach Knight set the tone for the level of teaching that occurred at Five Star.
Yeah, the unblemished season in '76, and also, let's face it, 3 national champions. He did it right, but he always talked about defense. Why was defense so important to Coach?
I don't know. I mean, I've never had a chance to interact with Coach Knight other than seeing him at a couple clinics after he had retired from coaching. But his teams were always tough defensively. I've heard Steve Alford tell stories of how Coach Knight used to just kill him day in and day out for his lack of defense. And he was the best player in the country at the time. And so he held everybody to the highest standards. He wanted them to work and be tough on the defensive side of the floor. His motion offense, his tough man-to-man defense were certainly trademarks of those Hoosier teams for almost 3 decades.
Before I let you go, we're with Andy Toole. So happy to be at the UPMC Event Center, the home of the Robert Worth Colonials, talking about the legend of Bobby Knight. I was talking to my radio audience last night, Coach. He reminded me a lot of my father. Yeah, he was rough and tough, but down deep, you knew that he just really wanted you to get the most out of you, and that's why I think he was so dedicated to the game of basketball. It was his life. Other than maybe fishing or hunting, the guy just loved to coach basketball.
He really did, and I think the old adage, you got a problem when you're not getting yelled at, was something that I heard all the time growing up. You played for coaches that were on you all the time because they saw something in you, because they wanted to maximize the opportunity you had as a player to know as much as you could, be as prepared as you possibly could. And some of the best coaches that I've ever had were the hardest on me. They were ones I didn't always like in the moment. And I think that Coach Knight was of that mold. And I think at that point in time, what your coach told you to do, you did, and you did to the best of your ability. And I think that there's certainly some things that he might do over again. Certainly some things that you would not be able to get away with in this day and age. But I think the good outweighed the bad when it came to his ability to coach the game and to mentor young men.
The last thing for Coach Andy Toole, you have loyalty to this university. I've said before, you could pretty much have gone anywhere, but you're still here, and I'm so thankful that you are. So you have that same type of loyalty when it came to Indiana, right?
It really was such a great match. Obviously, we know the state of Indiana is basketball crazy, and I think he really helped build that following, that Hoosier hysteria, those candy striped, red and white warm-up pants, and made Assembly Hall a really hard place to get any kind of victory when he was coaching those on the sidelines.
And as you can tell, they're dribbling in the background, that noise, the work never ends. Last thing, I always get excited about WPIAL championship football, playoff football, but I also know it's about time for college basketball. Early on, just some thoughts about this year.
Yeah, we're excited about this year. We open up Monday night at Xavier University in Cincinnati, so it'll be a great test for us. And our guys are excited and looking forward to it. We had a productive summer and fall, and looking to get the games that count.
Anytime you need me, call.
Thank you.
the best. Andy Toole. Don't forget Coos Market Black and Gold Sunday Show each and every week at 11 a.m. And now we're going to go talk to Ryan Lynn, the head football coach of Moon Township. Have a great day, everybody. It's your Pat Pack.